Hi FlossTube, I'm Nan Pope, and this is my channel. This is The Difference Maker. This is a channel all about stitching and cross stitch, so hopefully that's what you're here for, and hopefully you'll grab something to drink or pick up your stitching and just enjoy the visit. I apologize, I really thought that I was going to be able to do a FlossTube last weekend, and I have no idea what happened to the time. Today is Friday, October the 2nd, so September has just come and gone in such a flash. There was just a lot of personal family matters to deal with in September, but we're now into the fall and everything pumpkin, and I'm really excited to see what this last quarter of the year has in store for us. So in my last video, I was letting you know that my son was going to be coming for a visit, and that was going to be about a week and I guess about 2 weeks from the point of my last video, and he arrived last night. He didn't take a direct flight from Los Angeles and went by way of Salt Lake City, had a layover there, and unfortunately it turned into like a very lengthy layover. He was supposed to be there about an hour. I think he was there closer to 4 hours. He wound up moving to a different flight due to mechanical problems with his plane, and instead of getting in about 5:15 last night, arrived about 9:15. Actually, had he stayed on his original flight, he wouldn't have gotten in until after 11 last night. So, sorry, I'm catching some glare from my light on my glasses, but without the glasses, I can't see unless I'm wearing my contacts, and I just didn't put them in today. So, I guess there's not just a ton going on life-wise, just, you know, dealing with work and working on projects. We have lots of plans. We've had plenty of plans for doing a lot of renovations on our house, but I think we're ready to kind of start putting some of those plans into action. My husband and I have lived in this house for 28 years, a little bit more than 28 years now, and our bathrooms are original. The ones that we have upstairs, we have a finished basement, and that was something that we did or had done probably 15 years ago. But we have 3.5 baths in this house, and the half bath has been updated. The other 3 have not, since they were originally put in. I mean, they've been painted and various things like that, but that's one thing. We want to rebuild our deck. We want to update the kitchen cabinets. We've upgraded the counters and floors and stuff on the main part of the house, but looking at, I don't know, we're not in love with the floors that we have. They're bamboo, and they've got some, you know, they're just finicky. So love the color, but the bamboo product, I think we're looking to do something different. So who knows where that will be and how far the money will go in order to be able to make some of these changes, and probably do paint throughout. Lots of painting. My husband hates to paint, but hopefully we'll be hiring that done so we can get some of these things done. So stay tuned. This is the first video of October. Let's see how long it's going to take before we can actually put these plans into action. I'm suspecting it won't begin until after the first of the year, but we'll just see. We're probably getting ready to start getting some bids and things on the work. So you may, once we get into that type of work, it may be, you may see me filming from various places around the house, just trying to stay away from dust and construction and various things. So I thought what I would do, I don't have a ton to share today because I have been kind of monogamous in my stitching, trying to complete a few things that I just feel like have been taking me way too long to get done. But I thought I would first start by sharing a couple of pieces that I had previously finished. And I have Olga and Boris that I had, these are from Plum Street Samplers. I did these a couple of years ago. One's a dog and one is a cat. Dog, cat. So Boris is our dog, not our dog, but the dog. And Olga's the cat. And my family's like, why would you stitch a cat? We're not cat people. But I wanted them to hang together. I really loved the pattern, so I had them, I stitched them and then had them framed. And I'll show you something about that here in a moment. Oh goodness, I see some dust hanging off. Took these off the wall. So here you go. This is Olga. And this looks like it's stitched on linen. Looks like could be 28 or 32 count. I don't think there's anything really special about this linen. More than likely I purchased it at Joann's, Michael's, or Hobby Lobby. Actually, that's not even true. I think that because I got these patterns, we used to have a local needlework shop in the Duluth area, which is not far from me, and it was called the Stitch Store, and they had a fabulous selection. They had, that's where I had, because as those of you who have been following me know that I love Lizzie Kate, and they had everything Lizzie Kate, but they also had plenty of other designers. And they had a wonderful selection of various types of linen. So I'm sure this is where I had received, or where I purchased this linen, but I couldn't tell you the color. It's just pretty basic in the colorway. But this is Olga. And this is Boris. And we're definitely dog people. And my husband, my son, just took our dogs for a walk on the greenway so that the house would be quiet so that I could do my FlossTube. But I'm seeing dog hair hanging off of the edge of this picture. So, yeah, so it looks like because I always initial and date these, and gosh, I can't believe it's been, I thought I'd done these just a couple of years ago, but it looks like I did this one in 2014, and Olga, it looks like I did in 2015. And the funny thing is, I took these at the same time to a frame shop here in the Atlanta area and had them framed, and they actually hang like this on a wall in our family room. And what you can't tell here is that on one of these, they have the mat turned. You may be able to see. Do you notice that this one is ever so slightly taller than this one? This one is ever so slightly wider than this one. They should have placed it like this or like this when putting the things in, but to them it's probably so slight nobody else notices but me. But now if you come to my home and you look at these, you're gonna go, that one looks just ever so slightly different. They're cut the same, it's just that one was placed one way, but when they're up like this, one's a slightly wider than the other one. So anyway, I still love them though. Let's see, a little bit of haul. Actually, I've had a lot of haul that I can't even remember what all I've gotten in over the last 2 weeks, but a couple of things that stood out were some linen that I had received, or I say linen. This particular one is a Lagana. This is the first time I had joined Be Stitch Me Fabric of the Month, and this is the first piece that I received. The color is called Not Another Samplar. It's a fat quarter, and like I said, it's Lagana, and it's 28 count. So this was on, I believe this came as part of the September Fabric of the Month. And I know that I have another piece en route from Stitch Me, so probably will, I think, according to, I get tracking on my stuff that comes from the post office, and I think it'll be here on Monday. So by the time I do next week's FlossTube, and I'm going to commit to doing another one next weekend, I will have my next piece of fabric. So, and I'm trying to remember now, I don't think I did all neutrals. I think what I did is a mix of neutrals and colors. So I think when you do that through Stitch Me, every other month you get either a neutral or a color. So I would expect that whatever's coming to me will be a color piece of Lagana. Also, I had ordered and received a piece of 30 count. Now I feel like I have dog hair all over me. A piece of 30 count Witch's Brew, and this is by Southern Stitches. And this is not a huge piece of fabric, and I'm trying to tell, this is an even weave, I believe. It does not, I don't think this is linen, although it does look like linen. So maybe it is linen. But anyway, this was a special die that they had done for, I can't recall who had requested it, but because it was so popular, several people had found out about it, that they had done a special run of this. And being that I have a number of Priscilla and Chelsea's Halloween type charts that are awaiting me to pay attention to them, I thought one of them may look really cute on this Witch's Brew. So I'm looking forward to stitching on that. And that's the first time that I have received fabric through Southern Stitchers. I've placed other orders for things through them, but that's the first time I've gotten one of those pieces. As you know, I had been waiting for black coffee to arrive, and I have ordered black coffee from Crazy Annie's, Fat Quarter Shop, Southern Stitches, Whitney, and I received an order from Whitney at Southern Stitches, and so I was able to, let me show, I guess I'll move to another finish that I have. I finally finished Mistletoe Lane. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that I have posted this on there. This is the actual design of the pattern, and that finish was done by Priscilla from Priscilla and Chelsea. But I had made some changes to it. I knew that I didn't really, once I had seen all the different options that other people had stitched, I did not want a pink house. So I had committed to doing my house, the outline of the house, in black coffee. And once I had done that, then I realized I didn't have enough black coffee to complete this project. And then black coffee was so difficult to find. But I did finally get my black coffee in stock in an order that had arrived within the last 2 weeks. So since that time, I've been able to complete this. So let me tell you a little bit about the changes that I did. And one thing that I just noticed before showing this, I thought I was complete, but I noticed that I missed one little bobble here where there's an ornament that has about 4 stitches that I need to add in. But this top header and through the stocking hanging, the holly, all of that is per the pattern, as well as the packages on the bottom, over here. These are all per the pattern. Where I made modifications were on the tree. They had a blue star at the top, and I changed mine to gold. This is a DMC color. I don't recall off the top of my head which one that is, but I did note it on Instagram. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, I'm Difference Maker on Instagram as well. That's my craft, Instagram account. So here, this is black coffee. The chimney is black coffee, and the sides are black coffee. But they're also, because this was charted to look similar to a candy cane, and I didn't have enough foresight when I began stitching it to change the way it was stitched. I just changed the color. So I needed to come up with a second color, and what I did is I used the Liberty, which is this darker blue, and it is intermixed in the pattern on the top and the side. The house outline of the windows and doors, that is all black coffee. The inside of the windows is done with Classic Colorworks Peach Sherbet. And I like that because of the variegation of the colors. It looks like shadows of activity that are going on in the home. And then the house itself, you can't really tell, but maybe you can. All the little darker sections, you stitch bricks on, let's see if I can show you on the pattern. The pattern has these little, they show dark pink. Those are little bricks on the house. And I did mine in Lighthouse by Classic Colorworks. And then the house itself is stitched in DMC 712, so 712. But I'm really pleased with it. I saw that someone else had made theirs into a Christmas pillow, and I feel confident that that's the direction that I will go for my completed project. So that is that. And because I had been waiting for the black coffee, I also spent a little bit of time on this Silver Creek sampler. This is Christmas List. And I had changed my stitching colors to black coffee and old blue jeans. So I didn't get a ton done on the stitching. I did add additional, I finished this line of turkey and dressing. I finished the car with the exception of one accent stripe. I added the white for the snowflakes and a few more over here. But now that I have gotten the Mistletoe Lane complete, this I will spend a whole lot more time on. So I'm excited to get busy there. And I don't know if I mentioned, but I've got a lot of reflection of light here in my glasses, and I'm thinking I'm going to take these and have them treated so that you're not catching that glare. My son, who's a cinematographer, was helping me with my lighting today, but for the life of him, I mean, neither one of us could do anything about getting it out of my glasses, except for just trying to watch how I'm holding my head so that I'm not looking directly up at the light and annoying you guys with having that halo light in my eyes. So, the other thing that I spent some time on is, this is the Prim Stitch series from Lori Holt with Fat Quarter Shop, and I believe It's So Emma, which is their pattern company. This is the first, I guess, month one. You see I still have the center of this flower to complete. I'll have that done in no time. And because I'm stitching this in DMC, they had called for sulky threads, I believe. No, not sulky. Orifloss is how they were stitching it. So my colors, this is the called for color conversion. It looks ever so slightly different from the pattern. And on the little bee on top of the little honey house, I found that it's a different color yellow in the bee than it is in the honey house. So but it wasn't so different that you could really see the outline of the bee. So I outlined it. I just did some backstitch to highlight the body of the bee. And you can see I also did some border stitching. I still have a little bit more border there to do, and I have not gone beyond that point. So this is a high priority for me to spend some time. So I will probably this afternoon complete this one, which is just completing that center of that flower, and consider that a finish. The second one is this with a little basket and the flowers and the little crow. I think that's a crow on the top. And then the third one is the little angel sprinkling the flowers. And I believe that they have maybe month 4 maybe on its way. So I've got to get busy. That is everything that I was going to show you today. So this is a shorter than normal video. Like I said, looking forward to spending some time this week. My son's in town for a whole week, so we're really excited about that. Because of COVID, I haven't seen him since Christmas, and so although I've seen him through FaceTime and things like that, it's nothing like being able to reach out and just touch your child. Being able to give them a hug and just see them in person makes a huge difference. My younger son and daughter-in-law are coming over tonight. We're going to have a family game night, so that'll be fun. Taking a couple of days off from work so we can just spend some quality time together and not have to worry about checking email and work and, you know, deadlines and things like that. So I just want to end with another Teresa Kogut card. This one I selected because I think, you know, here we are moving into fall, and this particular piece of art just looks so fallish to me. So it says, learn from the way the wildflowers grow. That's Matthew 6:20. I think that's 28. If you look it up, if it's not 28, it's 38, but I think that was a 28. And on the back it says, our lives have seasons. One day you will look back on this time and realize it happened in order for you to grow. So we've been talking at work, trying to be better citizens, thinking about all the differences between each of us. In fact, I led a discussion today with our team looking at, you know, how do you view yourself? What are some attributes that would describe you? Or me, you know, me speaking about myself. And we put it together in a word cloud, and things that we had in common got bigger. And then there were things that may have been specific to me that others didn't mention. They were still reflected on the word cloud, but they were not highlighted as large. And a lot of times that's the way it is. You know, people see what we project or the things that we have in common. But there's so many layers to people, and, you know, their opinions, their backgrounds. People are made up of, you know, a lot of the opinions that people have are based on their circumstances. They've either been hurt, disappointed, maybe they've had successes in certain areas, and all of that weighs into, you know, how we as humans, you know, view situations. Look at our political climate that we're facing right now. So we're just so mean and hateful to each other. It's really disappointing. But I think if each of us just showed some patience, showed some grace to people that don't think like us, just what a huge difference that could make. As you know, my son was involved with the Social Dilemma movie, and the whole concept of that is around social media. And so many times people are so comfortable spouting so much hate speech and just going after each other on social media, saying things that you know that they would not ever have the nerve to say to someone face to face. So I say that to just, don't get baited into reacting every time somebody says something you disagree with. Show them some grace, understand that their circumstances are different than yours, that they may have a different perspective. That doesn't make them wrong, it just makes them different. So, let's just all show some kindness and go out and enjoy. Get outside if you can and enjoy the beautiful weather. The weather has cooled off here in Atlanta, and we just plan to spend a few days trying to soak it up and enjoy it. So, with that, I look forward to seeing you next week. My thing is, we're trying to project kindness and getting away from all the hateful things that are going on in the world. And if this is not your cup of tea, I know it's like a cereal aisle. There's something there for just about everybody. Not everybody is going to love everything that they see. But if I'm not your cup of tea, then you're welcome to just move on. If you want to reach out to me personally, feel free to direct message me on Instagram. I'd love feedback. I would love this channel to be something that you would use as a resource. So anyway, thanks so much. Sorry to get off on a little tangent. You guys have a wonderful week and be blessed. Love you. Thanks. Bye.